Far from the glamorous photo galleries of Manhattan and Brooklyn, the Bronx Documentary Center has been shaping the next generation of young journalists for the last 13 years.
So we're going to get started. But before that, can one of you guys tell me what were we doing last week? You guys remember? Yes, Yanni.
Inside, students are hard at work creating their own newspaper, Focus. This is the 5th edition of the paper.
Part of the mission of the BDC involves critical thinking. And critical thinking involves looking at information, looking at biases, like understanding where misinformation is, how to spot it. So that's how we use it. We use it really as an education tool for them to, so they can use it like later on in their lives.
Ricardo Partida has been the education manager at the BDC for the last 3 years. Since the launch of Focus, students have held the New York City Housing Authority accountable for how it uses taxpayer money. They also uncovered how smoke shops sell marijuana to underage kids in the community.
Within those stories, then they get to learn a little bit more about, how their community, how systems, how, local politics work. And then that gives them a voice and a tool.
The center is the brainchild of Mike Camber and Tim Hetherington, both former war photographers. They dreamt of starting a nonprofit that benefits children in the Bronx. But before the center could open, Hetherington was killed on assignment in Libya.
So that was really the impetus. It was like, okay, we've got to do this now. We got Tim's film back, we developed his film, and we did our first big exhibition. That was kind of how we opened the doors.
Soon after opening their doors, Camber noticed a demand for more events. 2 years later, the center began to offer educational programs to support local Bronxite youth. The student program started with just 7 kids. Today, it supports over 100.
There's been a tremendous growth and still a waiting list. There's more kids waiting to get in, so there's a need. There's a need for programs like this. So, both that where the teens have the tools to tell stories, to be creative, to kind of take ownership of something, and also to, learn very real skills that they can use in the job market and getting into college.
Their focus mode on their enlargers. Everyone's got their photo.
One of those students is Maya Sanchez Flores, a high school junior. She started attending the BDC 4 years ago.
In the Bronx Documentary, I feel like I'm very valued. I mean, it's not often where in my life where I feel like a bunch of people have expressed how proud. I don't know if that feels too emotional to say, but I feel like here at the Bronx Documentary, I've met a lot of amazing people.
I mean, I hope young people that come to the center, I think we widen their world a bit. We show a lot of their photography by teens from the Bronx. We also, we just did a show on Afghanistan. We did a show on El Salvador. So we're constantly doing these international shows and kind of mingling them with local Bronx shows. And I think it's just a place where people can come together, have a conversation, have a debate, make friends, become part of a community.
I'm never gonna regret coming here in the BDC. I feel like I really love this place, and I usually have this place, I call it my second home.
If we look at the neighborhood and if we look at the realities of what happens here every day, many of the kids that live here, they find a safe space to do their homework, to hang out, and to build these relationships. It's been really beautiful to watch those relationships grow. And I mean, I've even gotten involved in one. I'm a godfather now for one of the students that has been in this program, so it even has given me a family. So it's amazing.